right, so let's get right into it. We're going to be going over the review of the games that were played this Sunday and um, the Monday game that just finished. And then we're going to go back over our predictions from last week and see how our record plays out. So the first game, right, since it's right here, it's the Bears Falcons.
Yep,
Pretty sure you predicted the Bears on this one.
I did, unfortunately.
And I predicted the Falcons, being a Falcons fan myself.
Yeah.
We could see a poor game out of Justin Fields.
Well, kind of. It was an okay game. It was alright.
Coming off of the hype that he's received the past couple weeks.
I mean, every week he hasn't been passing the ball very well. It's just been mostly
Yeah,
him
it's
running
just
the ball.
been taken off.
Yeah.
Yeah. But does have a better performance than Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, even though he actually started the game really well. That first touchdown drive was his only touchdown.
No interceptions.
Yeah, game manager. The other thing for the Chicago Bears is the first game without Khalil Herbert. So their rushing attack wasn't as great as it normally is. It was still pretty good. I mean, they put up 160 rushing yards, which is
160,
pretty solid.
compared to Atlanta's 149. Yeah, it's better.
Yeah.
Obviously, since the number's higher. In the air though, we don't really see much from the Bears.
Kind of
We
disappointing.
see
Claypool
see it.
has 11 yards.
Yeah,
No, not
only 5 targets to Kyle Pitts. Now he's got a torn MCL though, so that doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Cordell Patterson didn't really do much apart from him breaking an NFL record on that kickoff return.
Yeah, most kickoff return touchdowns of all time. Pretty cool. And then Justin Fields had his left shoulder dislocated, and they have not said whether he's going to be missing next game. I would think they would at least sit him next game, but I mean, you never really know. Since the Bears are out of the playoff race, I don't know what the point of risking further injury is, but I guess we'll see.
And this game just puts Atlanta in the talk of contention still. Still could very much possibly win the NFC South. You know, the only people that you have to worry about is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Tom Brady's playing good the past couple weeks.
Yeah. I don't know. I would say the Falcons, they have one of the easiest schedules left, if I'm not wrong. So I think them making the playoffs is not like an unrealistic thing to say. I don't know. I think they have a lot of weapons, so you never know. Well, I guess with Pitts gone, it's not as great.
Yeah.
But this team has the ability to play pretty well. I mean, week by week.
I mean, it was a very good game. You know, total yards right there with each other, first downs right there with each other, rushing there, and neither team really performed well passing.
Yeah.
But it was a good game.
Yeah, good game. Better than some of the other games on in the 1 o'clock.
Yes,
slot,
most definitely. Yeah. But we definitely took the lead in the late and just were able to finish.
Yep.
Yeah, Bears couldn't really with 0 in the third. That's what hurt them. All right, and with the second game, kind of surprising because we assumed the Ravens would blow the Panthers out. I think the spread was 8.
Yeah, it was. So
no, it was 13. It was 13.
So they did not cover. That's funny.
They did not cover.
I would say this really just shows that the Panthers defense is actually pretty good. Brian Burns is a beast.
Yeah, that dude just no one can block him.
If the Panthers offense wasn't terrible, maybe, I don't know. Also, just probably not a great game from Lamar. But they came out with the win, which is all that really matters in the end. Baker Mayfield is not very good. He's like the lowest QBR in the NFL almost. So
he hasn't played a ton.
Yeah, but they're definitely going to be taking a quarterback next year. So I mean, the fact they stayed in this game is pretty good. Dante Foreman, kind of a disappointing week after what he did against the Falcons a few weeks ago. But other than that, I mean, can't really expect them to win when they put up like 200 yards of offense in the entire game. So
Lamar, just apart from the 1 interception and 0 touchdowns, he looked like he played good in the air.
Yeah, and he had that one rushing touchdown. So
yeah, it was mainly just a rushing game for both teams. Didn't really do much in the air. And then you got the defense, Marlon Humphrey with a fumble recovery, Shy Smith with a fumble recovery, too.
Yep.
And then here's what I'm liking to see. C.J. Henderson, I bet you like to see that too. Corner out of Florida,
If Finley would
drafted to the
have
Jags,
done that on the
didn't
Jaguars.
play good with the Jags.
Yeah.
What, they released him last year?
Traded.
Got
or released,
released,
can't
traded or
remember.
released. I don't remember which one. And now he's a top 2 corner on this team. Him and J.C. Horn are playing very well.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's the only upside you can really have from the Panthers' point of view is at least you have some key pieces on defense. You still have Shaq Thompson, Jeremy Chin's pretty good. Brian Burns, 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss. That dude is insane.
Well, how old is Brian Burns?
He's in 3rd year, I think.
Okay.
So
He's young.
Second or 3rd year.
C.J. Henderson, 2nd year.
Good piece.
J.C. Horn,
C.J. Henderson.
2nd or 1st?
C.J.
J.C.
Henderson
Horn.
might be 3rd year. I don't know about
C.J. Henderson?
Yeah,
J.C. Horn,
I'm not sure.
it's definitely not a start. It's either 1st or 2nd. I know
You
that.
can click on his name and it'll tell you.
J.C. Horn,
Drafted 2021, so 2nd year.
yeah, 2nd year.
Yeah, they have some good pieces on defense. It's just really
They
getting
do.
the offense working.
They do. They got to get that offense running. Well, the thing is, right now, none of their offensive players, apart from maybe Deontay Foreman, because he gets the ball so much, want to be there. Like DJ Moore, he doesn't want to be there. He's 4th in receiving this game.
Yeah.
That's not something you see
Well, yeah, Baker
from
Mayfield.
a top tier receiver like that. It doesn't.
I think they look a little better with PJ Walker, but not really that much better. So
Yeah.
when PJ comes back from his ankle sprain, I think they'll be a little bit better. But beyond that, I mean, it doesn't. I don't think it really matters. It probably benefits them more to not win any more games this year. The Texans are terrible also, so they're going to be competing for the number 1 pick. So if I were them, I mean, you can't really openly tank, but I mean, you should. So
Here's a defense that looks really good right now. Patrick Queen, Roquan Smith, Marcus Peters, Kyle Hamilton, Jason Pierre-Paul.
Yeah.
Got some old players on that. Calais Campbell, Tyus Bowser, Justin Houston, Marlon Humphrey, Ronnie Staley.
yeah, Mark
Like that.
Hunter's a beast, dude. I think he had a
They-
pick this game too, and a fumble recovery.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Let's see.
That'd be underneath, down. Next table.
Yeah, Marlon Humphrey and Jason Pierre. What?
JPP
GPP with the pick? Hey, that's that Odell one hand.
is the good. Yeah,
All
I think
right.
there's not much else to say about this game.
Yeah,
This game.
it's kind of disappointing
Yeah,
if I'm a Ravens fan.
but you win, so whatever.
Yeah, that's all that matters. 3rd game, you got the Cleveland Buffalo game that was moved into Ford Stadium because of the 2 feet of snow, and it looked like more, to be honest. That was
I think it
in
like 6 feet or something.
the Bills Stadium.
But this game, the big ridicule has been that Josh Allen had a really slow start.
He did, yeah.
He
You
did.
know,
Which is
Cleveland takes the lead in the 1st.
understandable. It's part of the game, I guess. I don't know, maybe his elbow or shoulder is bothering him.
That's what I was thinking. Irritated, yeah.
Can't really tell. I mean, they won the game. They still have a really good defense.
They did,
Jacoby
yeah.
Brissett went for
I mean-
3 touchdowns, 0 picks. It's a pretty good game out of him.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper's still really good, in case you did not know that. But dude,
Yeah,
it's-
like we were talking about last week. Jacoby Brissett, a quarterback that hasn't had a starting position in a while,
Yeah.
he is playing very, very well for
yeah,
the situation that he's in.
He's done the best for what he can do. So, honestly,
Amari Cooper, yeah.
for what the game was, if you're a Browns fan, I mean, I know it sucks to lose, but it's the Bills, so you lost by 8.
It does.
Can't really be that mad about it.
Yeah, Amari Cooper showing he's still a beast. Jacoby Brissett, 1 fumble, but
And if you're a Bills
I mean-
fan, the loss isn't as bad. You're still missing a lot of pieces, so you don't have
Yeah.
Kyrie, Elam, a couple of their defensive players. So
this is another defense that doesn't look too terrible.
yeah,
The
Myles
Cleveland
Garrett,
Browns?
1 sack. Yeah, they did all right.
It doesn't look bad. No interceptions either way. That's always a good game to see. Kick returns. Naheem Himes puts up numbers. I wish they would get him more implemented into the offense a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll start to leak his way in there eventually, but we'll see.
Yeah. All right.
Next
But
game.
that game was kind of expected.
Yeah, I honestly expected it
And
to be by more, but I think we both predicted the
ex-
Bills on that one. We both predicted the Ravens on the game
yes,
before.
both predicted the Ravens. Yeah. Um.
Next
So
game.
I'm 3-0. You're 2-1.
Yeah.
Next game we got the Washington Commanders and the Houston Texans. And I think this game also came out how we thought it would.
Yeah.
Taylor Haneke giving the start and being named as a starter for games to come. Doesn't have the best game, but doesn't have the worst also.
I would say Taylor Heineke is never going to put up crazy numbers. I think what he does is just brings a better attitude to the team. Looks like they like actually want to
Yeah.
play. Makes plays, even though he's not scoring touchdowns this game. He made some plays.
Yep.
Unlike Carson Wentz, he can kind of actually use his legs to extend plays.
Exactly.
And I don't know, the defense played really well. So Davis Mills is also terrible. So
Yeah.
that might
Two
help.
interceptions
Kendall Fuller, that
and
dude, both those picks are really cool. The tip one was awesome, but Davis Mills is reportedly in danger of losing his starting job,
yep.
which to me just makes sense. Not that it is a little unfair because it's not like he has a lot of weapons around him. He's a second-year quarterback, but at the same time, it's not like he's done anything impressive.
Yeah.
I would be completely shocked if the Texans don't pick a quarterback in the draft. They should. I don't know. I just don't. I never thought Davis Mills was very good. I just don't think
Yeah.
his upside is not it.
No.
Um,
He's not a career quarterback.
what
He's
you're
not a
s-
franchise
what you're
quarterback.
seeing now is just normally teams give these players 3 years. Quarterbacks is normally 3 years is the standard. You either get with it or
Yeah.
you're out. But now you're seeing that with this draft class of Fields, Mills, Lawrence, and Zach Wilson, that they're not really that patient with their quarterbacks, which I mean, understandable. It's a win now league. Even on a 1-8 team, they don't want to just tank. They're trying to actually do something. Not that they can make the playoffs, but you know.
Yeah.
I also really, 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 really bad game by Damian Pierce. 10 carries for
Very.
8 yards. But
10 carries for
also,
8 yards. Terrible.
the Washington defense is also just really good. So it's just
It is very. But this defense also had Chase Young out.
yeah. Chase Young comes back next week, dude. This Commanders team is scary. Like
It is.
they're
If this is
actually
another one of those teams where I feel like if you fit a good quarterback in there,
yeah.
it can produce a lot more offensively and match that defense.
Like Terry McLaurin, good.
Terry
John
McLaurin
Johnson
is playing
good.
crazy.
When you get both your running backs going, who I think both have a
Yes.
pretty big upside, dude, this offense is not bad at all. Like,
Gibson has been looking a little rough the
yeah,
past couple years,
good game this game.
but a pretty good game. And then Brian Robinson, I mean, dude was how many times was he shot?
Shot in the leg, like
Four?
It's pretty
Four
impressive.
times?
Yeah, whatever he does, dude, is crazy.
And he's coming out and putting numbers like this for a rookie quarterback who got shot at the start of the season. He's got a lot of upside ahead of him.
He's gonna be a good running back.
Brandon Cooks, old as dust,
He's actually not that old. I think he's like 29 or something.
and in the NFL, that's pretty old though.
Yeah. Yeah. Good luck for the Commanders. Think 6-5. You definitely have a chance to make the playoffs.
You do, yeah.
That whole division is.
That division is, yeah.
So,
That division is very good.
yeah. I think we both took the Commanders in this game also. So.
I think I did, yes. Here's a game that honestly almost gave the Eagles a run for their money and giving the Eagles a little bit too much pressure on them to go forward in the coming games.
Basically, my main takeaway from this first drive the Colts had. You see a lot of running the ball. This is what everyone wants. You have Jonathan.
It's
Taylor.
smart. You have one of the best running backs in the league.
Just feed him the ball.
Exactly.
Feed him the ball. First drive.
22 carries, 84 yards, 1 touchdown.
First drive, they feed him the ball. They scored a touchdown. The rest of the game, it's like they're just trying to force Matt Ryan to throw the ball, and that's not what this offense is. He gets sacked 4 times. I mean, not like a ridiculous amount, but not great either. It's not like Matt Ryan played a bad game, but it's not a it's not a game-winning game. Like he didn't have an amazing performance.
Apart from the sacks and the passer rating, I mean, he went 23 for 32, 213, and no interceptions, so you can't be mad at him.
I think really what they need to do is lean into what they're good at. The incompetence of play calling has not changed with Parks Frazier taking over.
And here's a young receiving core that I like that the Colts have.
Yeah, they did pretty good with that.
Michael Pittman Jr. and Paris Campbell, both young, and both have a lot of upside.
Yeah.
But then you have these three dogs
They're
that play for the Philadelphias. Devontae Smith, you got that little good route runner. You got A.J. Brown, big dude, throw the ball up, he'll go get it. You got Quez Watkins with the speed. That's like everything that you need in your wide receivers.
Yeah, and then also Dallas Goedert.
Zach Pascal. Yeah, Dallas Goedert, if you put him in, he normally has a lot of upside in games. But this defense is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Darius Slay, Linville Joseph, Hassan Reddick, Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat.
That's crazy.
Now, Ndamukong Suh, James Bradbury, Josiah Scott, Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave. Like, it's crazy.
It's funny, they signed Sue and Livall Joseph both this week, and they combined for a sack, like, in the first drive. Or was the second drive. It's so funny. Dude, every single time a problem comes up, they literally just instantly go to free agency or instantly go trade for something, and they're just constantly getting better. This team is bought all the way in. I mean, beating the Colts by a point is not a good look, but
they're actively improving.
Yeah.
9-1, that's still crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I do think the Colts season is over, but I don't think Jeff Saturday is doing terrible. I don't think he's going to be the coach in years to come.
Maybe,
but
I don't know. Depends what he can do with the rest of it. We both took the Eagles to win, and they did win, so GG.
Oh man, it's getting a little scary at first. All right, next game.
Jesus.
Probably one of the best defensive games we'll ever see this year.
Something like that.
New York.
You know who you took to win? The Jets.
Yeah, I know I did. Damn.
Can't doubt Bill Belichick, bro.
If it wasn't for that beautiful last second punt return.
Zach Wilson is a terrible quarterback.
Yes.
Possibly, I think, actually is the worst starting quarterback in the NFL based on this game.
Robert Salah did say that they were going to have to make a change about that. He told reporters that they're not going to commit to him this week.
So this week in practice, you might see Mike White come back. Interesting stat. Joe
Flacco.
Joe Flacco in his 3 starts has more touchdowns than Zach Wilson has in like the 6 games he's played, which is that's insane to think about. Terrible game to watch. It was
terrible. Not a terrible game to watch. Terrible offensive game to watch. Zero touchdowns scored.
Mac Jones was throwing some darts, dude. I mean, they didn't score touchdowns. The Patriots were able to consistently move the ball. They got past the 50-yard line over and over again. It was just a lack of execution past the 50. You had 2 missed field goals. So really, this game was not as close as the score says. I think it was a complete defensive domination.
Yeah, you just look at these solo tackle numbers, and it's crazy.
Is a monster.
It's crazy.
That guy is crazy still. I don't know. Really good game from him.
Really good game from him. Really good game from C.J. Mosley, Quincy Williams.
Had a good game.
Quinnen Williams.
I don't know. I think that the Jets defense is so good, dude. And the way Zach Wilson didn't take accountability for what happened is just
very
embarrassing. It doesn't matter what level quarterback you are, you should know that you can't just be like, yeah, that's not on me. It was on you. You didn't and he said something about the wind, but you're playing in the same conditions as Mac Jones, who went 22 for 27. So I don't really get it. I think Zach Wilson has the luxury of being surrounded by talent too. It's not like he has bad receivers. It's just I don't know.
Yeah, 10 punts, 9 completions. That's all I have to say about Zach Wilson.
That is insane.
Also, they had one play. They were in. I don't think they were quite in the red zone yet. I think they were just a bit outside of it. He takes a snap, shotgun, got 2 receivers to the right, I believe. Denzel Mims, wide open down the seam, butt naked, would have been a touchdown. Easiest pass of his career, and he decides to step up in the pocket and take off and probably get a 3-yard rush.
Yeah, it's just you can see all of his receivers are frustrated. I'm sure the defense is frustrated. There was multiple players on the Jets defense that said that they accidentally liked a tweet that was talking bad about Zach Wilson. Sauce Gardner and someone else are like, my bad, I didn't mean to like that. Like, okay. I mean, you can't really blame them because they played.
You can't.
They played a good game and they just get sold out because their quarterback's terrible. So
You know who I think has a ton of upside?
Ramondre Stevenson.
Stevenson.
Dude,
Yeah,
he's my
you
fantasy.
read my
He's
mind.
so good. He's had a
He is
really good
having a year.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Jacoby Myers, a lot of upside too for a young receiver.
The GOAT.
Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry. In my opinion, they got one of the best tight end duos in the
Yeah,
league.
pretty good. I'd say other than that, there's not really much to say about this game. I mean, there's just more of a
Yeah,
slugfest.
Kendrick Bourne has been playing terrible this year.
Yeah, I don't know. Weird offense.
Yeah,
Really good.
but very defensive game.
Yeah.
You took Patriots, I took Jets.
So we're both 4-1.
Let's move into the next game where
This shit is.
you took the Rams
Yeah, unfortunately.
and I took the Saints. 27-20 win. Saints over the Rams. See Andy Dalton have a crazy game. 21 for 25, 260, and 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Compared to Matthew Stafford's 11, 18, 159. 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, not bad. Went out with a concussion, though. Bryce Perkins stepped in. 5 for 10, 64, and 0-0.
Also, definitely by far the best Cam Akers game of the year that I've seen.
Yes. He looked like he wanted to be there.
I don't know. Other than that, it's just not really much to say. This Rams team is the biggest disappointment in the NFL. You went from having a Super Bowl roster, you carried over almost everyone, and they just look bad. I mean, I know you have no Cooper Kupp this game. Matthew Stafford has 2 concussions in a row. I don't know. With that in mind, you have to really question: is he going to come back next year? He has a Super Bowl championship. He won a Super Bowl.
He's got young kids.
He's got kids. He's got a wife. I'm sure his
He's
wife
looked at Tom Brady's relationship.
Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't want to come back. Chris Olave, that dude is.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. 5 receptions, 102 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Also,
Burning Jalen Ramsey. Bad, bro.
a guy that's starting to step up finally. I've been following him personally for a very long time. As long as he's been in the league. Jawan Johnson.
Jawan Johnson.
Not many people know who he is. But I forget what college he went to. But he got drafted, and I want to say he's been on the training team. He got, bumped down a couple times. But he's been with the Saints his whole career. And he's finally starting to get some targets. And he's doing a lot. He's doing stuff with them. I think he's got, 2 touchdowns in the past 2 games.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So he's starting to step up. Jarvis Landry, he's old, still playing good. But I'm disappointed in Allen Robinson.
I mean, he's not been getting that many targets this year. It's
I'm
really
disappointed in Van Jefferson.
He just came back from injury, I think. Yeah,
I don't care.
Two
I don't
games.
care.
Bobby Wagner still plays well. Jalen Ramsey
But
got
I mean, you look at this defense, and they should be holding a Saints team to
Aaron
lot less
Donald,
points.
0 sacks. You don't.
Bobby Wagner had a great game. Jalen Ramsey had a great game.
Jalen Ramsey did not have a good game. He got burnt.
Okay, well, tackling.
Well, he's
one of the best.
Corner
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Just gotta hold him. Chris Olave is like a dog, bro.
Chris Olave is a dog.
I guess just in this game, go look for the Saints. I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs, so it doesn't really matter. This is just one of those games. It is what it is. Rams are bad. They're not making the playoffs this year. Matthew Stafford's probably gonna be out next week. Dead team.
Man, you don't. Yeah.
Dead team.
No. I don't see playoffs for them. I don't see playoffs for them, especially in a division where 2 teams are very closely fighting for the number 1 spot.
And then also in the Rams division, they're not even close to winning. So
Yeah, no, that's
they're last place. So
yeah. All right.
next game.
Next game, upset of the week. Detroit Lions take down the New York Giants 31-18. Absolute Jamal Williams owned game.
We both took the Giants, I'm pretty sure.
Both took the Giants. They came into this game 7-2 against the Lions 3-6.
Dude, you know what's tragic? I had Jamal Williams on my bench this week in fantasy football. 3 touchdowns.
I told you.
His stats weren't great other than touchdowns. 3.8 yards a carry is good, but it's not great. So I don't know. They just put him in the goal line.
I was saying that this game was going to be if we saw that the Giants were the real deal, or if we saw that they're still struggling to stay consistent, which I think they are. You know, they just lost to the Detroit Lions, which are also another team that I feel they have a lot of upside. They're just very inconsistent.
And then I would say this game was really just more of a notion. Not that the Giants are bad, that they had a bad game. It was more Daniel Jones had a bad game and Saquon Barkley. The Detroit Lions have been like statistically one of the worst defenses in the league's history this year. Like they have been atrociously bad. Um, Ever since they had they fired their cornerback coach and brought in the new one. They played a little bit better, but Saquon getting held for like 20 yards rushing against the Detroit
Yeah,
defense is just
that's
ridiculous.
crazy.
And then you had Aiden Hutchinson who had that insane interception. I mean, good for him,
Yeah,
good player. Sadly, Wandale Robinson had his breakout game and then he tore his ACL. So you
yeah.
hate to see that. Darius Slayton starting to put it together. Kenny Galladay is dog shit. Other than that, I don't know.
Amon-Ra St. Brown had a great couple first games, but he has
It's
not
slowed
been
down.
putting up the same numbers as he did early on in the season.
Um,
Another player that I'm just so disappointed in is Kayvon Thibodeau.
he's one of those players that he has the physical ability. He's versatile. He'll get there. I think that he has the ability to be a really good pass rusher. I think it's the same with Trayvon Walker. I think it's just a matter of time. I think that they are just both so physically gifted that it's just like
Yeah,
they just got to get to it.
yeah.
I don't know. This is just bad for the Giants. They have the toughest schedule remaining, and your only easy game left really is was this one, and they lost, and it wasn't like really that close. I mean, 13 points is not too close. I don't know. Daniel Jones is having a really good season. I remember when we talked about this, I was like, I think Daniel Jones is really starting to put it together. I think this is one of those games where he's just
Yeah,
going to keep going at
it
it.
was a make or break. It was a make or break,
And then really
and
bad.
I
So
think they're broken.
yeah, I could see them going on a skid, or I could just see them turning it around instantly and just get back to it. But
Yeah. So after that game, that puts me at 5-2. How many games have we done? 5-2. Because that's a dub, loss,
yeah, 5-2.
loss. Yeah. All right. Next game. You know, again, that could have gone either way.
I
I
don't
took
even.
the Broncos,
I don't
though.
even remember who I picked. Did I pick the
I think we both
Broncos?
took the Broncos. Yeah.
That's
But you
okay.
have a 22-16 Las Vegas win over the Denver Broncos, and Derek Carr looked surprisingly good this game with 23 for 37, 307, and two touchdowns compared to Russell Wilson's 24 for 31, 247, 0.
Also, Devontae Adams had a really good game.
He did. He burnt Patrick Surtain, who is supposedly the best corner in the league right now.
I think he's still top five. I think it was just a
I think
run.
he's two.
It was a good
I think
run.
there's only one person ahead of him this season.
Who's that?
Sauce Gardner.
The goat.
He's playing. He's a rookie, and you can argue that he's a rookie, but he's playing like he's a veteran. He's
Yeah.
okay. We already talked about the Jets. Sorry.
Um. Notable from this game, Melvin Gordon is cut from the team after losing his like seventh fumble. I don't know. I don't. So Chase Edmonds also is out for a few weeks, and then Melvin Gordon's cut. So I don't know why they cut Melvin Gordon when they knew they had an injured player. Now you have one running back on roster, which means someone's going to come up from practice squad. Another game where Russell Wilson just did okay. I mean, he's supposed to be this generational quarterback
Yeah.
signed to this big ass contract. They're buying into him for the next 6 years, 5 years, and it's just like, I mean, 24 for 31 is good, but like you're getting paid that much money, you're not going to throw a touchdown, you're not going to win the game. I mean, against this
Yeah.
Raiders team that is terrible, I don't know.
Josh Jacobs with another good game. 24 carries for 109 yards. You got Devontae Adams, 7 receptions for 141, two touchdowns. Absolutely toasting Patrick Surtain in the overtime touchdown. Cortland Sutton looking good. Kendall Hinton looking good. They were both questionable before this game, so that was nice to see them come in and kind of have a little game. What happened?
What happened? Um. Other than that, though, this is just more proof that the Broncos' offense is terrible.
Yeah.
Their defense is good. Their offense sucks.
I just don't think that Hackett's a good play caller.
Nathaniel Hackett gave up his play calling this game, so they had their offensive coordinator or someone else calling the plays today. Not today, but whenever the game was yesterday. I don't think it really helped much. I mean, you just don't really see any more production. You still put up 16 points. Like, it's just not good. It's just not good. This team is not good. This team's not going to the playoffs. I don't know what the Broncos are going to do because you're stuck with Russell Wilson, so it's not like you can just cut him because their cap hit's going to be like hundreds of millions of dollars. So it's just like you got to figure it out and just keep rolling with it. So I just don't really
think there's much to add there. We both took the Broncos. That puts me at 5-3. What about you?
4-4.
4-4. You suck.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Never mind. Upset of the week. Dallas Cowboys.
We both took the Vikings.
We both took the Vikings. Dallas Cowboys put up 40 on the Vikings compared to a 3 that they were able to put up. Kirk Cousins has an game.
Can't blame him.
Why did Nick Mullins come in?
Probably because Kirk Cousins. Well, they probably didn't want him to get hurt. The Cowboys left their starters in like the whole game.
Cooper Rush did play a little.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott with a 22 for 25, 276 yards, 11 average, and 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions.
What
Tony
really,
Pollard
boosted his stats was Tony Pollard running for catching passes in the backfield and running for 100 yards.
Tony Pollard had a great rushing game along with a great receiving game, 2 touchdowns, 6 receptions, 109 yards.
Yeah, almost 200 yards from scrimmage is crazy. Zeke, not great statistically, but on the goal line, dude, he's just still good. So, this Cowboys defense is arguably the best in the NFL. The only one you could say is better would be the Eagles. I think
the Patriots or the Jets.
7 sacks.
Yeah.
Dude, Micah Parsons is so good.
Micah Parsons looking good. And I mean,
the
Minnesota could just not get anything going in the air. Like, their best receiver this week was TJ Hawkinson, and that was only 5 receptions for only 34 yards.
Justin Jefferson got locked up by Trayvon Diggs.
He did.
He did,
that's honestly, to me, that's surprising to say. I don't think Trayvon Diggs is a great man corner.
He's pretty good. That's what he's good at. He's been better this year about not biting.
He has. Yes, definitely better this year. But someone who, for how old he is, that is playing very well, Patrick Peterson.
He's had a good year.
He's old, man, but he is playing like he is young.
Yeah, he's like in his 11th year or something crazy.
Yeah. That's absurd.
I would say this game is really on, for one, the Vikings defense, which hasn't really been amazing this year. It's been okay. But also on the Vikings offensive line because Kirk Cousins his stats don't look great, but you have to keep in mind he didn't really have the opportunity to do anything. So, I don't know. Dalvin Cook had a pretty good game. And
72, yeah.
Other than that, dominant performance by the Cowboys.
Yeah, I was watching the game at work. It was absolutely crazy. That puts me at 5-4, and that's you at 4-5.
And then this puts me at 4-6 because I took the Steelers.
Damn, yeah, you did take the Steelers. I took the Bengals. Puts me at 6-4. Joe Burrow has a good game apart from the 2 interceptions, 24 for 39, 355, and 4 touchdowns. And Kenny Pickett, 25 for 42. Not the best passer completion rating. But 265 and a touchdown, 0 interceptions. Najee Harris looked great for once.
Yeah, didn't look terrible for one game. Kenny Pickett, solid performance. Joe Mixon got injured. Samaje Perine filled his role pretty well. Ran for
3 touchdowns receiving,
top 3 touchdowns. T. Higgins had a good game. Joe Burrow's he did well this game. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I just thought Steelers with T.J. Watt would be better. T.J. Watt played well still.
Yeah, after seeing him in Georgia, I thought he would be a problem in the locker room, but George Pickens
dude, that dude
he's going crazy.
Did you see his...
He's making catches that veterans have trouble making.
Got ejected at the end of the game for pushing someone.
NFL young boy.
Oh, yeah, that's what he is, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. This Steelers team, I think this team's not making the playoffs this year, obviously. show their potential for building. Kenny Pickett definitely has some potential. They just need to keep building around him. They have good pieces. If Najee Harris can
Solid defense.
play like this every week, then this is a good look moving forward. I think that next year this team will be competitive. This year, I don't think they have much left to play for this season. So
Yeah. But all around, it's a division rivalry. It's going to be a close game.
yeah,
And the Bengals just pull away with it 37-30.
yep.
And the next game was the last game, 8:20 game
Do we both take
of the Sunday night. We both took the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Actually?
I can't remember. I think so.
No, yeah. I definitely took the Chiefs.
Crazy.
Great performance out of Patrick Mahomes in this Travis Kelce duo. Travis Kelce breaks the record for most 100-yard receiving games by a tight end with 33. And Patrick Mahomes, 20 for 34, 329, 3 touchdowns. You don't even have to talk about it. He led a beautiful game-winning drive against the Chargers. There's not much to say other than MVP.
Isaiah Pacheco filling in the role for Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Oh my gosh.
He had a really good game. Dude, he's crazy fast.
I never heard of him, and I was watching the game last night, and he would just have a stretch, and he would just, slowly bump it to the outside, and then just hit a hole and just go.
And also, Kadarius Toney got hurt this game. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I would say that even with all their injuries at wide receiver, it doesn't really matter. Their quarterback is so good, he just makes up for it. Austin Eckler.
But then... Go ahead.
I was saying Austin Eckler also had another really good game. So
He did, yeah. And so did Joshua Palmer.
Yeah.
That one first drive where Justin Herbert, he does that. He just slings the ball.
Yeah.
And that was a beautiful throw, beautiful catch. But even with all these injuries that they have, you still have a lot of young corners that are able to, or not corners, a lot of young wide receivers that step up and produce the numbers. Justin Watson, he had a great game. I think is he a tight end or a receiver? He's a receiver, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Sky Moore
had a good game.
Jody Fortson had a good game. Marquez Valdes-Scantling did not have a good game, which is surprising because you see him come over from the Packers. I thought he was going to be at least the third receiver, You think he's going to ball out, but he just hasn't been playing that great.
I feel like it's hard to get touches on this Chief team with how many good players are. It's just another case of Justin Herbert just having a good game. You always think the Chargers are going to be good, and then they just lose.
Yeah. Keenan Allen, back from injury in his third game, had a very decent game, especially coming back from an injury. Mike Williams, we see him, rolls his ankle, I believe, early on in the game. I don't remember if he played anymore. I don't think he did.
I don't remember.
But to be honest, I didn't think either of them were going to play this week. They were both questionable. And they both came out here, and Keenan Allen balled out. Sadly, Mike Williams hurt. But the Kansas City Chiefs take the win 30-27 against the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah.
And that just puts them in a dominant place.
Yeah.
Probably, honestly, apart from the Chiefs, that's probably one of the worst divisions in the NFL. All right. And tonight's game finished not so long ago. We have the San Francisco 49ers against the Arizona Cardinals. Mexico game.
Jimmy G.
And the San Fran just posts this Arizona Cardinals team. That's another team that I thought was going to be able to step it up. Made a couple trades, Marquise Brown, but I believe he's injured right now.
Yeah.
And then so is Kyler Murray. Colt McCoy did not have a terrible game.
I mean, I don't really know what they expect. He's 30-something, 34 years old or something. I don't. They weren't going to win this game no matter what. To be honest.
They should have just played Trace McSorley the whole game. He's throwing all the dime. He's just a kid from Briarwood. He's never number 9. Okay.
This 49ers offense is going to be really fun to watch. All the creativity with sending McCaffrey out of the backfield, who can catch the ball really well and run the ball really well. When Jimmy G plays like he did today.
That's what I'm saying. Look at him. 20 for 29, 228, 4 touchdowns.
When you have weapons like McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel that can play both roles on the offense, it's really hard to stop. And in the Shanahan offense, when they can have the most impressive running offense in the
Yeah.
league, and everyone in the Shanahan tree runs really well. Their
And George
protection is
Kittle.
always awesome. So George Kittle had a
George
really good
Kittle,
game. Yeah,
crazy. You know, defensively, Travarius Ward is starting to make in the second year he's playing very well. I don't think it's his second year, but this is the second year that he's playing very well. And he is starting to cement himself as a top 10 corner in the league, along with Talanoa Hufunga.
go.
Young guy, but he's starting to name himself as a big safety. Fred Warner, nothing to talk about there, playing in his home country. Just solid performance out of that defense. Um, I mean, you don't have a lot of notable names on this Arizona defense.
I would say, I mean, really, and it doesn't really matter what the defense is doing in this game. I mean, you have Buda Baker, Marco Wilson. He went to UF. He's a GOAT. J.J. Watt, Isaiah Simmons. It's not enough to stop this team, and they're not going to win the game with Colt McCoy or Kyler Murray at quarterback because, I mean, it's just a good 49ers defense, a good 49ers offense, really good team, hard to beat.
Greg Dortch had a great game, though. DeAndre Hopkins,
Yeah.
questionable, and still put up some good numbers.
Targeted 12 times. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Cardinals are not making the playoffs this year, I do not think.
Cardinals not making the playoffs. San Fran, what? They're number one in their division, or is it the Seahawks?
Seahawks are number one. I think they won the head.
Did the Seahawks have a bye?
Yeah, they're on a bye this week.
So what? The Jags had a bye, Buccaneers had a bye, Seahawks had a bye. One more AFC team had to have a bye. Right?
I don't know.
Fourteen, 16.
You look so.
Damn, I lost track. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. That was 16.
Oh, the Dolphins had a bye.
Dolphins. Yeah. So, couple upsets, couple games that could have been better, couple very good defensive games.
Couple quarterbacks getting benched.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Hopefully.
Not surprisingly, but there's a lot to happen in 1 week.
I don't want to watch Zach Wilson or Davis Mills play.
Also, Texans, 5 total yards in the first half. I don't know if we mentioned that.
Yeah.
Jets, 2 total. The Jets averaged 2.77 inches per play in the second half. That's a crazy stat. That's absurd. I'm sorry, that's absurd.
Yeah, it is crazy. Shit is crazy. Is there anything else we want to talk about?
Are we posting this?
Yeah.
We will have, hopefully, the first official. This is the first episode, but hopefully the first official week starter podcast tomorrow or Wednesday.
Yeah.
That should be out within the next couple days, and that's gonna be a good. That's gonna be
should be up
very
before
good.
Thursday Night Football. Hopefully.
Yes, it should be up before Thursday Night Football, so we can
Predict that one.
get all of our predictions in.
Yes, sir.
And then thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Because the second episode will be out within the next couple days. So, and that, like I said, that's going to be a lot better. We've got segments for that. So that should be lots better. Thank you guys for watching.